Wildest story, probably just some kind of fight story. Me and a couple of guys, outnumbered, defying the odds. Say like 3 against 13 or so. Yeah, and it was getting busier and busier because it wasn't our neighborhood, and the bars just kind of, everyone was coming home from the bars. It was a mess. Yeah. Yeah, my buddy's looking for his chain. I'll give you a story. He's looking for his chain, can't find it. I'm like, bro, the numbers are getting big. We can get out of here. And he's like, no, man, I'm not leaving without my chain. And we ended up getting a call the next morning, man. He actually left his chain on his bureau at his house. He's looking for his chain, and we're about to get jumped.
Shout him out, man.
Yeah. Shout out Jay.
What the thing where they take the knife in between their fingers? I've seen somebody drastically mess that up really bad. Yeah, really bad. Like the other side of their hand bad. That's one of the tougher ones. There's another one. So with a 22 caliber pistol, if you use there's a short bullet and there's a long bullet. If you use a long bullet and you put your hand up to the barrel, it will hurt, but it won't go through. It won't penetrate. If you put the gun up there and you pull the trigger, it's either a long or a short. It's one of the two. But the other one will penetrate. I think it's the short. So I saw somebody shoot through their hand because they thought they had a long bullet in there and they had a short bullet in there and they shot through their hand.
But I was one of the few girl bartenders, and as we were closing up, a guy came through and like sat down at the bar and lit a cigarette. And I was like, oh, you gotta get out of here. You can't smoke indoors. And he was like, just like really angry, obviously like messed up in the head. So I had to like tell him again, you got to get out of here or else I'm going to call the cops. And then he started knocking stuff off of my bar. So I was like, okay. And then this guy is big, but I was just like, all right, let's go. And this is when I was like a little like 110-pound Muay Thai fighter. But I was still like, fuck you, let's get out of here. And so I pushed him out, and he was really angry as I was pushing him out, probably because it was working. Like he was mad that this tiny little girl was pushing him outside. So he grabs, this is in New York, he grabs one of those trash cans, the metal ones that are on the corner in New York, or it used to be, and he throws it through the glass doors of the restaurant. So,
oh my God.
Yeah.
There's one time I was in Colombia and there was Pablo was there and I'm not sure.
Either, bro. I'm too straight-laced for this.
Yeah, I got nothing crazy, man. What are you trying to catch me up at right now? We're not rappers. We're not gonna freaking rap our crimes away right now.
We're straight-laced, bro.
So I race cars and avoiding an incident is probably my biggest, because it's out of your control. It's racing, and I think I dodged a car wheel on fire.
Wow, this story. This is a fun one. I actually fought on this MMA promotion where we had to do some like media stuff before the, I think it was like the day before weigh-ins. And we didn't understand that, like we wrote with the promoter to the thing, we didn't understand that he'd been like drinking pretty heavy. And he like essentially drunk drove us home, and like me and everybody else in the car were like just terrified for our lives. While this dude was just like, we didn't know that he was just slamming beers like in the background the whole night. And he hit like some of the little like metal posts like in the middle, the little ones that are like fall, but still like it was no bueno. I was happy when we got back to the hotel, but yeah, still the Wild West.
Just the other day I was at the coffee shop. Like I like to read at the coffee shop in the morning on Saturdays. I went there and there was a guy, this like literally happened like last week. A guy walks in, probably like drunk or something, and the guy asks him to leave because he's just like, I guess always goes in and is trespassing and stuff. And like in this altercation, like the guy tries to get in a fight with the barista dude. And I was like kind of like sitting there waiting for it to like really pop off because I like know the kid. He's like an 18-year-old kid. And I was like, shit, I'm going to have to whoop this guy's ass in like this coffee shop at 7 in the morning, you know. But I didn't have to. The dude ended up leaving. But no, I love a good street fight.
Be honest with you, I forgot when the last time was at the party because I'm a happy guy. I'm married and with my beautiful wife and two kids. But when I try to like, especially put smile on the face of my wife, so I might say something stupid and funny. My wife, she might be upset, but people around usually laughing. So
Before I started training Muay Thai, so before 15 years old, I got into a lot of street fights. So I would say that, street fights as a kid, I enjoyed it. That's what got me into becoming a fighter, I got involved with martial arts before that, but becoming a fighter is because I like to street fight a lot as a kid, but nothing too crazy. Just, kids like to do that. It's part of childhood.
This is the first time. I'm gonna tell you the story. I'm gonna tell you the story of about what I've learned. Why you don't drink cheap liquor, okay? So I was hanging out with my friends once. You know how you do. You have the parties just like back in high school. Everybody's chilling around. We're drinking, and then somehow it gets into a contest of who can chug the most, right? So us being kids, like we all get into the contest. All right, who's gonna chug what? So we had a gallon of 5 o'clock vodka, which is some of the cheapest, nastiest stuff you can buy. And then I don't even know what the cognac was we had, just some really cheap stuff. So we get there, we start chugging, and we start drinking. Literally like tears pouring out while we're drinking and stuff like that. So long story short, I get drunk, like completely wasted, and I'm now to the point where I'm just like kind of just like laying on the floor and just kind of like mutter stuff out to people. So they take me and they put me in my boys' room. So I go in my friend's room, I lay down. He's like, oh, I got concrete over here on my floor. He said he got a rug down and he's got concrete on his floor. His floors and his room is in the basement. So if you got to throw up on the concrete. Wasn't before long I needed to throw up, so I throw up on the concrete. I remember crawling out of the room, yelling out that I threw up. All right. Next thing I know, I woke up next to the toilet. And we're not like next to the toilet. Like I'm like wrapped around the toilet. All right. So I wake up, I look up, party's still going on. I'm sitting in the bathroom and you can like see the doorway and things like that at this point. So from there, I decide I want to throw things to get people's attention. So I started throwing things out of the bathroom just to draw somebody's attention and draw them in. So they come in, and I'm gonna be real, I don't remember what happened from there. Next thing I know, I woke up about a city away and at a college campus. Woke up to my brother getting ready to fight some guy over something with his girlfriend or something. So we had to then wake up and then go home and sneak in the house without my mom realizing that A, we had been gone all night, and 2, that I was completely wasted.